The urinary system is really important for helping to regulate the water balance in our bodies. We need to balance the amount of water coming into our bodies, which is almost all from the water that we drink or the foods that we eat, with the water going out of our bodies. We lose water from sweat and evaporation off the skin. We lose water when we breathe because the moisture from our bodies moistens the air and then we breathe that out. We lose water through defecation because the feces is not completely dry. And we lose water through urination. Out of all of these, the easiest one to regulate is the amount of water lost through urination. So we regulate the amount of urine in order to regulate the water balance of our bodies. Like most things, too much and not enough are both bad. Too much water and we're all very swollen, there's a lot of edema. Not enough water and we're dehydrated. I want to talk about a couple of hormones that are important for helping to regulate water balance. One of these is a molecule called antidiuretic hormone. Antidiuretic hormone is important to limit dehydration. Antidiuretic hormone is released by the pituitary gland when the hypothalamus detects that the blood is too concentrated. That's an indicator of dehydration. Antidiuretic hormone is released by the pituitary. It goes through the body and has a couple of important effects. One is to increase the reabsorption of water. Antidiuretic hormone does this by increasing the number of aquaporin channels that are produced in the DCT and in the collecting duct. When we have more aquaporins in the DCT and the collecting duct, we reabsorb more water. That means less water is left in the urine and less water is lost. Antidiuretic hormone also causes the sensation of thirst. It makes you feel thirsty, and then you'll drink, and that helps to increase your water content of your body. A second hormone that's important for regulating water balance is aldosterone. Aldosterone is produced by the adrenal glands on the tops of the kidneys. There are several different signals that cause the release of aldosterone. When the potassium level gets too high, or if the sodium level is too low, or if the blood pressure is too low, any of those situations can cause the release of aldosterone. When aldosterone is released, it goes to the nephron loop and to the DCT, and it stimulates them to make more sodium-potassium pumps. Those sodium-potassium pumps are going to reabsorb more sodium. It's going to save more sodium and secrete more potassium. Water is attracted to the sodium that is being reabsorbed. So as more sodium is being reabsorbed, more water is reabsorbed by osmosis. So aldosterone has the effect of decreasing the potassium level, increasing the sodium level, and retaining more water. In addition, like antidiuretic hormone, aldosterone stimulates the sensation of thirst so that you'll drink to try and replace more water and get your blood pressure up where it belongs. Aldosterone and antidiuretic hormone are both interested in keeping the water in the body. There are a lot of chemicals that have the opposite effect of aldosterone and antidiuretic hormone. Instead of saving water, they increase the urine output to get rid of water from the body. These chemicals are called diuretics. Anything that increases the urine output is a diuretic. One common diuretic is caffeine. Caffeine acts as a diuretic because it dilates the afferent arteriole. It brings more blood into the glomerulus, and that increases the glomerular filtration rate, which increases the urine output. Alcohol is a diuretic that works by inhibiting the release of antidiuretic hormone. It goes up to the pituitary gland and keeps you from releasing antidiuretic hormone as you get dehydrated. And so, without the antidiuretic hormone to stimulate the reabsorption of additional water from the DCT and the collecting duct, more water is lost in the urine, and you tend to get dehydrated. A couple of common blood pressure medications are diuretics. For example, ACE inhibitors. We talked about ACE before. ACE is the enzyme in the lungs that helps to activate angiotensin II. If you inhibit ACE, you don't activate angiotensin II. Without angiotensin II, you don't have as much antidiuretic hormone and aldosterone. That means there's less reabsorption of water and you pee out more. It's that loss of extra water that helps bring down the blood volume that decreases the blood pressure when an ACE inhibitor is being used. There are also loop diuretics that prevent reabsorption of sodium in the nephron loop. That reduces the salt gradient, and that's going to reduce the amount of water that's reabsorbed by osmosis through the nephron loop and the collecting duct. That leads to more water in the urine,